Hear me all right? We'll turn them up a little bit so we could make sure we can hear. I want to thank everybody for coming again tonight and participating. We're going to change the agenda around a little bit going forward. If you haven't signed up over there at the desk, I wish you would go over there and take advantage of that. We'll have a question and answer period at the end here. But right now, the mayor is here tonight, and he has an announcement he'd like to make. So I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Slide.
Okay, thank you. Is it too loud?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to give a quick update. I've been out working on fundraising for this project, and we actually had our first pledge come forward yesterday. And I'm very pleased to announce that Fairway has pledged $2 million to this project. So our plan is, as we look at this will help reduce that franchise fee. We're going to take that franchise fee from 3% down to 2%. So basically 1/3 of it. And but I have to give a big shout out to Fairway. This is the largest give they've ever done on any project. So they felt like this is their hometown. They want to do something big, and I just can't thank them enough. But so at $2 million, that's 20% of the project cost. So it's huge. But so if you see Reynolds, Kramer, Garrett, Picklap, those folks at Fairway, give them a big thank you, because that was a huge, huge pledge. So, thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. I put together another spreadsheet showing the 2% franchise fee. So it's on the table there, so grab one on the way out. That'll help explain that to you. Like I said, we've had a change in plans on what we want to do for the agenda tonight. We thought it was important that the Yes Committee kick off their campaign tonight. And so I'm going to turn this over to Greg Picklap. This regular meeting oh, I'm sorry. I better go to DeNovo first. They're sitting here so patiently. I'm sorry. Let's do the fly through. I think that's what you guys all want to see. So I'm going to turn it over to Kurt and Dave.
All right. Thanks for all attending tonight. We're excited to show the building off from a three-dimensional standpoint. Prior to getting to the fly through, we're just going to revisit the floor plan. Just for those that didn't attend last meeting, we'll walk through that. But prior to that, we'll kind of talk about the exterior, go to the interior, and then follow by the fly through here. So you guys seen this last meeting, exterior of the building. I do want to say this is a preliminary kind of concept of the building. So the building materials themselves are not selected. So these are kind of placeholders in the walls, right? That's all we're showing. This is a wall makeup. It could be precast, it could be metal panel, it could be a blend of precast, conventional steel construction. So we really don't know that. We'll determine that through the design, right? Hopefully this thing passes so we get to that point. So Story Street, taking a look at the building. Dave can kind of rotate and move it. We're looking at the rental or the tenant spaces here. That's on the south as you're going north. This is Story and 7th Street again. That is your main entry of the building. And then as you migrate or travel down 7th Street, this is the pool area and looking at the back. So we've got parking in the back of the building here. And as you walk in, this thing actually sits about 9.5 feet below street grade, right? And that's taking advantage of the site, right? As he looks over top, so pool space. We've got actually entry and parking on the east side of this facility. So handicap parking, you'd be able to walk in and actually walk into the building from the east side. So we'll move from here. We'll go into the floor plan again, just kind of briefly talk about the floor plan. We anticipate the floor plan to be maintained through design. This will not change a whole lot. as stated. Some of the walls may be within the office space, conference room, restrooms. They may be modified through design, right? Whether they shrink or grow to accommodate fixtures and such. But overall, the layout will be maintained. The cascading staircase from the main entry down into the lobby space, we'll maintain that. We'll probably have a doorway going into the party room, which is within the pool space there. That allows means of ingress and egress within that space. Maybe you want to close that off and have an actual party and not be part of the pool area. Or like I said, it can be a birthday party room or a conference room or whatever it needs to be really at the end of the day. We've got the pool. It's 30 by 75. If anybody's questioning that right now. We've got the wade pool, a hot tub. As you walk in the double door there, you walk in and there's going to be change rooms. There will be a shower, whether it be in the space, in a room, or out on the pool deck. We haven't decided that. That'll be decided through design again. But there will be restrooms. There will be showers available to those within the facility or utilizing the facility. As you walk through the lobby down into the gym space, there will be an area where individuals can gather to grab some coffee, sit, socialize. We anticipate there'll be vending machines. They are not represented on the 3D model, just to let you guys know, but they are amenities that will be a part of the design and the facility. Staircase goes up. There's an elevator for accessing not only down into the lobby, but you can access the second floor to the track and amenities facilities upstairs. Dave's kind of panning around. We've got an area upstairs with fitness. So we don't know what's going to be in that space, but placeholders, you've got fitness area, machines, weight machines and such. You've got an area alongside the gym where you can actually view down and see competitions, what's going on downstairs. There could be exercise equipment along that space as well. The track obviously goes around the gymnasium. In the event that there's a tournament going on or games, you can have a view of the gyms themselves from upstairs. And I think Dave will migrate to the actual fly through. You want to go to the lobby? There we go. So this is actually standing in the lobby space. Okay. Things will change and move around a little bit. Maybe the reception desk grows, shrinks. We don't know. There again, it's a process and that'll be through design, but you would be walking down the cascade staircase, which is anticipated through design. You can access the elevator, drop down into this level, or like I said, you could go up second floor, but as you walk in, you've got access to the pool. Dave. There may be doors here. We left it open. We've got glazing on front of some of the areas and rooms. That's just for the general public to engage in that space and see within that space. So there's going to be doorways. There's going to be walls. There again, it's really preliminary. So we're just allowing the general public to see the space itself. So Dave, if you want to migrate into the pool, or we can go upstairs. So pool area. As you walked in those double doors, as you walk through to your right, those are the change rooms. You'd be able to come out of those change rooms through that door there. And then you've got the party room. The anticipation for the party room is have that curved wall with glazing. So in the event that you have a party, kids are playing, you have a good view of the kids, right? So addressing safety concerns, taking all that into consideration. You'd be able to stand in the pool and look into the gym. We're going to have punched openings, glazing for that. And then we'll also have up. Yep. Okay, so yeah, so you can see in the gym from there. There again, that's more or less the gym space, the amenities within. Whether there's palm trees or not in there, we don't know. Obviously, it's just kind of a neat, fun thing to put in there at this point in time.
So palm trees.
What's that, Dave?
Sorry.
You want to go to the gym? So yeah, upstairs. So there again, elevator takes you upstairs. There's a staircase, two means of egress, and emergency exits for The second stairs, you're looking at the track and then back at the rooms. There again, it's anticipated to have equipment kind of in the open space, which is really cool. You get to look down from the upstairs into the lobby. So you've got a real open feel. There again, we will have glazing. I don't know how much glazing on second floor, but natural daylight is nice. So we will have windows to bring that natural daylight in. So really an awesome open concept. So as you turn around, we've got several rooms upstairs. We will have restrooms upstairs, just to let everybody know, men's and women's. They're really not modeled and showed yet, but they will be a part of the design and incorporated. So a nice view from down from second floor down on the courts, which is really cool. So down on the courts, we really don't know how the structure is going to come together. It's anticipated that the pool will be precast. Hopeful that this will become precast. There again, that'll be determined through design. We've got structural supports holding the track up from ground up. They may actually be suspended. We'll work through that, but I mean, what this does, it allows a little bit of separation from the main walk door into the gymnasium. Balls are flying around. It'll protect spectators and those walking by, right? We went with a net concept in the rendering. As Dave put it, it'd be nice to be a parent standing there and be able to yell at your kid. So a really nice space. It's anticipated to have pickleball courts. That's shown on the plan. Really can't see it here, but it really gives you an awesome idea of standing on that court and what the facility will really look like. So kind of a quick deal here, but I think it really represents what the building's going to come together and look like here. So really awesome. Excited to be a part of this. Dave, you got anything to add to that?
Nope.
So get out and vote. I'm glad you guys are all here to watch this. Our goal is to have this into the city hands tomorrow, and Greg and the team, Terry, will get that posted incrementally and out to the general public on several social media platforms. It will be interactive. You'll be able to click yourself, walk through the facility. We will also have still images of the facility posted. So that's all coming down the pipeline. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
So it's gonna look exactly right.
Maybe. Yeah.
With that said, we're gonna go into a question and answer period. If you have any questions, while the design team's still here, we will gladly answer those questions for you or on any other subject that you may have. We're gonna do that and then we'll go into the YSS. Dave's gonna have the microphone. We need you to speak into the microphone when you're doing your questions so that they can hear you on Zoom. Right back.
Quick question up on second floor where the fitness area is. Can that space be extended south? The reason I'm saying is I'm concerned that the fitness area, things are going to be really compressed there. I think we have a fitness area and then there's like a yoga room maybe, or an exercise room, and then maybe storage. And I didn't know in the design or in the cost, could some of that be extended further south?
Yeah, that open space up there, the fitness, what we're calling the fitness area where the Nautilus machines and stuff are, it actually measures 22 by 50.
Yeah.
It's a little deceiving with that and the amount of machines up there, but it's a fairly big space. And then the space next to the track where we plan on putting some of the ellipticals and treadmills and that space is
A little over 85 floor.
yeah, 20 by 85 or something like that. So it's a pretty big space. It's really hard to tell on this, on the fly through, but we can always explore that. It's all budget driven naturally. So we can certainly do that. If they get in there and tweak this and maximize the space, And that could change, sure.
Yeah, the biggest thing is as we work through the design, we're gonna put those placeholders in, so we'll work with the wellness committee and go, hey, we need X amount of machines in this space. And then we'll take a look at it from a circulation standpoint, does it work functionally? So as we, that will be worked out in design.
And
If we can grow it, absolutely, we will be willing to do that.
Yeah, right now that storage space is gigantic too.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Yep, agreed. Yep. We'll be very cognizant as we go through the design to ensure that that flow is made.
Yeah, and periodically, and once that happens, when we're in design phase, we'll have meetings like this to show you how that progress is being made, and we can tweak it then.
Good, bad, thank you.
Is there someone else back there?
You have to buy membership to get into this, like the old Y.
Yes, ma'am. Yep, the fees are based on the old Y and actually a little bit less than what the old Y was. $65 for a family, and I believe the Y was 80. So, yeah, we try to make it reasonable and make all the numbers work. We still have to be viable. So, yes. Did you have a question over there?
Has there been any more thought to adding bathrooms with showers adjacent to the pool?
Yeah, yep, so, yeah, we addressed that, yeah.
You did, okay.
Absolutely, we'll take a look at that through design, there's gonna be showers readily available, whether it's within the pool space, within a room space, we also have locker rooms, so yes.
I was just gonna say, probably don't want people wandering down the hall and coming out of the pool. Have you checked in with the other communities around that have pools and community centers to see what's working for them and what isn't working for them?
Yes.
Before you do the design?
Yep, so one of my biggest things that I'd love to do is actually visit existing facilities, have those conversations. And then we can take that into considerations with this design, so yes.
Has the city though, as far as their with, if the
Initially,
pool is more of a recreational thing, which is totally phenomenal, to be able, what's feasible for renting it out and what that will entail.
during the first go round pre-COVID, Linda visited quite a few sites, didn't you, Linda? And to gather information about fees, services, that type of thing. And that's all been incorporated into this. Unfortunately, there's not too many pools close by to visit.
Well, like
Jefferson, I believe, is
Perry.
building one, right?
Building one, yeah.
Jefferson's building one adjacent to their rec center right now. And then I think the one in Carroll has one, and Ames is closing theirs.
Perry has a really nice one.
What? Perry. Oh, Perry, right. So
if we vote on March 1st, how much does that give, if we vote and you change designs later, how does that work?
the basic layout of the building is going to remain constant. What will change are some of the design aspects, but the space and how it's laid out will basically stay the same. Construction materials and stuff like that goes into the design phase. I understand that we spent $15,000 on conceptual drawings. The actual architectural drawings and stuff are closer to 700,000. So we kind of did not want to do that.
Sure. Are you utilizing Iowa State in their architectural program at all to maybe come up with some of that type of stuff?
What type of stuff?
The architecture, like the architecture program at Iowa State. I'm sure a lot of their graduating seniors need.
We haven't
projects and all
reached
that.
out to Iowa State. Oh, right.
Right, so part of that is, I guess, speaking from the general contracting standpoint, we hire professionals, we allow those professionals to reach out to Iowa State if need be, but at the end of the day, you need a stamp, right? And also, there's efficiencies with hiring the professionals. So I'll be honest, I'm going to the job fair week. I'll be at Iowa State. I'm trying to source talent for summer. We'll utilize those individuals in construction, and our situates in ACL engineering. I'm sure Melee will be doing the same thing.
Yeah, we employ at least 4 students all the time,
Yeah.
and we have, Iowa State entire classes come to our office for reviews, but what we don't do is necessarily put students to work on our projects.
Sure.
We have them bring their projects, that's usually how.
We did hire SciViz to do a study on this that we have pre-COVID. And they put together a business plan for us, a viability plan.
Do you anticipate parents just dropping their kids off on Story Street, picking them up? Will that cause a traffic jam?
We have a drop-off area on 7th Street to eliminate that, along with handicap parking along 7th, along the facility side of the street. So there is a drop-off area. Now, Story Street, we're trying to avoid. We've concentrated on 7th Street and behind the facility. There'll be a drop-off point up behind the facility too, that they can drop their kids off in that parking area behind it, so they won't be on Story. And we'll put in bike racks and stuff like that too to help alleviate some of the parking. In the summertime, people will ride their bikes down there and do that type of thing, but we'll do that later. Any other questions? Really? Okay.
I did see from last week that you had possible income from like children's soccer leagues and football leagues and that type of thing,
Right.
but there's no outdoor space. Is that?
We have a space on Marshall, next to Child Care Junction that can facilitate 3 soccer fields. This will be similar to what the Iowas did with flag football, with soccer, with what am I thinking? Basketball.
So that's a program.
Right.
Okay.
And some of some of those voids have been filled, and we'll work in partnership with those committees going forward, so that we're offering the gym space and stuff like that for the basketball clubs and stuff. So we'll work together on that.
I know it's early in the game. You just made the comment that Fairway has come through with a $2 million pledge for the facility. Earlier in the discussion, you talked about the fact that equipment and some of the items inside the facility cannot be purchased with bond money, and that you're going to have to solicitate fundraising. Is part of that Fairway pledge going to go towards that?
It can. It's not our intent to use it for that, but it can go towards that. Any other grant money and stuff like that that we get, we can use for soft costs, but we're hoping to fundraise that through contributions, and we're going to have a donor wall, Hall of Fame type of thing and stuff like that going forward. So that's what we're hoping to do. To cover the soft costs. Soft costs, until we get a legal ruling on soft costs, we're not quite sure what we can and cannot buy. But we're working in conjunction with the city attorney to make sure that we don't cross that line. Most of the soft costs are disposable type items. Anything that the city owns, we can use, but our budget is pretty restricted, and I would rather try to fundraise that $250,000 for the soft costs than try to take it out of the budget. And we'll give it a good try.
Just a quick question about the overall cost of the facility and the costs that are increasing, seems like daily as far as construction costs are concerned. I believe that the project was slated for $10 million. How long ago was it slated at that amount, and how much have costs changed since it was slated at that amount? And what's the anticipatory avenue of alleviating that difference?
The original pre-COVID cost estimate for it was basically the same system, right? Basically the same facility, pretty much the same facility, was about 8 million. So the increase in cost of 2 million plus, in talking with Kurt and Dave, we built in a cushion because we know between now and when we actually stick a shovel in the ground, there's going to be some cost increases. So that's built into the facility. Yeah, great.
The apartments.
Oh, yeah, we took out the apartments to reduce the cost and because of the competition factor too. So we took those out. It just makes for a better looking facility. We don't have to deal with that. You bet.
And even working through design, obviously, we're gonna take a look at, materials costs and is it precast, is it traditional, steel framing, is it one between pre-engineered metal building, precast and conventional steel framing. So we'll really work through that through design and ensure we're moving budget as we go through. So, yeah. And even from the start, I believe we've condensed, reduced square foot, but still maintain the functional use of the space of the facility. So the actual footprint is squeezed down to.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's a little deceiving because the original was 44,000 square feet and now we're at 51,000 square feet because of the second level.
Yeah, because it's two-story.
So we shrunk the footprint, but increased the square footage. Yeah, it absolutely is.
Absolutely,
You're right. You're absolutely correct. And I found that out really quickly too.
Okay, I have a question on utilities that you're gonna have there. I know at one time you talked potentially having some solar, something like that. Are you still looking at those alternatives or what?
Yeah, and we are absolutely looking at that. I'm going to work with the Yes Committee and reaching out to some local contractors and see what we can come up with. I expect that we'll get some pretty good pricing from our local contractors that want to be part of this. So I think we'll get, but absolutely solar is in the mix here. Absolutely. On the cost estimates for the utilities, I went high end per square foot just to make sure that we were covered. But that could drive that cost down significantly if we get solar on the roof. And we have a great southern exposure. So. Any other questions? All good? Okay, if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to turn this meeting over. We're going to call this good and we're going to start a different meeting with YSS. Greg, I think Zoom is going to log off, right? Zoom is going to log off and staff is going to leave. So you guys can hang around if you want to. If you don't, take off too. So thank you again for coming. I hope you enjoyed the tour. That will get posted and it'll probably get refined a little bit as they go forward, but it'll get posted so that you can navigate through that yourself and take some time and see it a little more clear. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Greg, who's chair of the YSS